Hello guys, today we are going to talk about a topic which is nothing but WireMock. So WireMock, right? So WireMock is a tool, is an open source tool that is designed to mock the API requests and responses. So you know, right? I talk a lot about mocking the APIs, right? So in this tool, we generally mock the backend APIs when they are not ready. We mock the third party APIs, basically the payment APIs you see, right? So we mock them. Also, right, we mock the third party APIs and to make our test automation stable, we use this. Okay, so now I'll quickly jump into the intro of this, like what is mock, why mock. So you can see, right, it's a tool. What are the features like HTTP request, matching on URL, header and body content parameter, request verification, record playback of stuff, stateful behavior simulation, WebSocket mapping. Okay, now I have created, you can say, a sample project over here. These are the files which I have been using. So that is venue mapping, API response, venue response, XML tin response, etc. So these files, right? You can find out these files from their WireMock page. As you can see, the documentation part over here. So in this documentation, they have APIs mocking for mock GPT as well. If I click over here and check, we will get a JSON and we will get basically the request and response, the mock over here for the mock GPT. Similarly, there's a mock for VMO video editor as well. Okay, so yeah, now I have just created the files and kept it under the folder mappings and files. So these are the two files which my WireMocks want, as in the folder structure. It will be under test resources, WireMock, files and mapping. So this is the expected folder structure for WireMock currently now. Now I'll go to the pom.xml, and as I can see, I have just imported the WireMock dependency, that is 2.35, rest assured dependencies as well, and for running a test, right? So we have used testng over here. Now, yeah, now quickly we'll jump to the code and then we'll check about the creating the WireMock server, starting this and writing some API test using the request and response JSON payload which we have. So now we'll create a Java class that is nothing but WireMock setup. Yeah, in this WireMock setup, we basically need to use the WireMock. So I'll public static WireMock. We need to use WireMock server, WireMock server. Yeah, and then we need to start the server, right? So public static void start server. And similarly, once we start the server, we need to stop the server as well. So will be public static void stop server. Then I'll do something like system dot out dot println stop the server, stopping the WireMock server. Give some star. Similarly, yeah, we can give some star over here and copy this. We can paste it over here, starting the WireMock server. So I need to create an object of this. WireMock server is equal to new WireMock server Then we need to give some options, then options and port. So I can need to import the options. So the options are a part of WireMock library. So import static method. Yeah, so I'll import this method port. So I'll give the port which is something like 8089 for our test purpose. Then I'll give some files using files under directory. So the files under directory are nothing but resources. WireMock. So I need to copy this. Copy the so as you can see, I've done this, and then we need to import the port. Yeah, so we have imported the WireMock port. Sorry, it was a REST assured port. We need to import the WireMock port. Yeah, as you can see, and we need to start the WireMock server over here. Okay, so this is done. We give the resources path over here. Then we need to create the API test. So for this API test, I will give something like new API test. We need to write some before class to run the after class. Public void tear down, and over here I need to give the setup. Public void setup, basically to start the WireMock server. Okay, so I'll give something like WireMock setup dot start. Similarly, start server. Similarly, I give stop the server. Yeah, so this is given. Now we need to write an API test. So maybe I'll write this test for this venue mapping.json. Yeah, so venue mapping.json add test, and then we write public void validate venue, import the test ng dependency. Then we need to write the given when then given when given when get the endpoint name, which we can find it from here. Given when then dot status code to be 200. Yeah, so first we'll validate this. Yeah, we need to give the base path as well. So what will be the base URI? Is nothing but the http/localhost. So it will be running on locally. So we need to give the localhost, and we need to give the port number as well. rest-assured.port. So port is nothing but 8089. Yeah, so maybe I run this test. Let's check. As you can see, we have validated the response over here. WireMock server has been stopped. Yeah, we need to validate the body. So yeah, we'll validate the body. So body, in the body, as I can see, for venue response, we'll validate the country. So we'll validate, this is the first, right? This is an array. So this will be the first index, 0th index, and this is the first index. So I'll give something like the country is equal to. So I need to has the import static hamcrest. Yeah, then we need to copy the name from the response. That is nothing but Uzbekistan. I can validate the body of second array as well. The element second in the array first. So what is the value response? Italy. So I'll validate Italy as well. Yeah. And now let's run the code again. As you can see, we have validated a successful get response.